Joining me now, Michael Moore, documentary filmmaker, author, and most germane to tonight's appearance, voter turnout activist. Michael, good evening.
Good evening, Keith.
What do you think heavy early voting mean in terms of turnout on Tuesday? Are more people going to show up because they think the lines are going to be shorter, or will it have no impact?
Well, I think the first thing it means is that it's probably a good idea to have the man who's the head of the ticket, the guy running for president, to be a community organizer. Because, you know, when you do a lot of community organizing and you know how to do that, you know how to do the one-on-one, door-to-door, get the vote out. And so while they were laughing at that during the Republican convention and demeaning Senator Obama for being a community organizer, they're now witnessing the fruits of that community organizing by having such a massive turnout in all these early polling places, and especially, as you pointed out, in Arizona, which is just, it has to be bitter fruit for the McCain campaign.
I mentioned that poll. The early voters are in Colorado, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, and Virginia, heavily for Obama. But as it relates to getting to your thing, getting people out to the polls on Tuesday, would you prefer nobody mentioned this, that just became sort of like a secret that the early voting is in Obama's favor, just to get people out there regardless? Because there is that one word, complacency, has been thrown around by everybody in terms of this campaign.
Well, yeah, that's a big problem because sadly people on our side of the political fence like the party, sometimes a little too early and sometimes way too late. And so I am very worried about what I hear a lot of people doing right now, and I think they're going to be doing it through the weekend, this what I call the dance on the 5-yard line. There's that famous incident back from Super Bowl 27 where the Dallas Cowboys player Leon Lett, I don't know if you remember this, when he picked up the fumble and he ran about 47 yards, I think, down the field. He's right around the 10-yard line. He starts holding out his arms and starts doing a little dance before he goes across the goal. And Don Beebe from the Buffalo Bills just came right up from behind him. He didn't even see him and knocked the ball right out of his hands just before he crossed the goal. So it's I'm concerned that Don Beebe is kind of like he's the John McCain of that era, and we may see that again. I mean, it's very possible that could happen. Nobody should take any of this for granted. Like I said to a couple of friends last night here, you see all these all these rallies and all the people showing up for Obama, and they love him, and then there is a huge outpouring of support for him. And I said, I've always loved the Rolling Stones. I mean, I love the Rolling Stones, and I've never bought an album by the Rolling Stones. So I would just, everybody be very careful about it and commit. Instead of talking about it, everybody should be working tomorrow, the next day, going down to local campaign headquarters, or just individually call up everybody in your address book on your cell phone and remind them to vote on Tuesday morning. That's a very simple thing everybody can do.
Let me switch over to health care, because obviously that's been one of your main concerns for a long time. This McCain advisor, Douglas Holtz-Eakin, had one of the oddest quotes of this or any other campaign. He was told about a study that showed that if McCain implemented this tax credit health plan, that young workers would flee employer-sponsored coverage, and his response was, why would they leave? What they are getting from their employer is way better than what they could get with the credit. Now, he later claimed that he meant they wouldn't change if they had better coverage. Or did he just give the secret away of the McCain proposal?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He gave the secret away that this $5,000 credit isn't going to buy you anything when it comes to health care. The average cost is $1,000 a month for a family in this country. If you don't have health care, $5,000 for a year isn't going to cover you. But, I think I'm really glad that he said this and admitted that their health care plan is worthless, because it brings up another point. That isn't rare. It isn't discussed much when we talk about the healthcare problem in this country, and that is, a lot of people do hang on to their jobs simply because of the healthcare, and they stay in jobs that they're unhappy in, that maybe they shouldn't be in, maybe they should be doing something else, and they never get a chance in their life to to take that leap, to take that risk, to explore something because they're afraid to give up the health care. What the Obama plan and what the Democratic plan will do is suddenly give all workers in this country the freedom to work whatever job they want. Because it won't matter what job you have. You'll never have to say again, geez, I just hate this job, but I can't give it up because of the health care, because of the benefits. That's the way they get to live in every other Western democracy, and I look forward to the day when we get to say that here, too.
Yeah, I've heard